What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and I am here with how to play Yellow Cell guide. Yeah, this one is a bit delayed. I'm sick, but hey, that's not an excuse to stop working. So let's just dive into it. But before we do, if you wish to play any of these cards, we host locals every single Friday at 8 p.m. Central European Time. We host locals, proxy legal, free entry, streamed on Twitch. So this is the best place for you to go and practice these new decks. And of course, a huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our lovely patrons. These are our $2 and up patrons. They buy us coffee. They keep this crazy content grind going. And guys, thanks out for support. If you wish to join the Coffee Club, link to a patron is in the description below. And I think that's about everything. Roll the video. As with all of our videos, let's start with a breakdown. So I'm gonna give you a brief archetype breakdown. I'll show you some lines of play and interactions. I'll show you my deck list and we'll go over the first couple of turns and then we'll just wrap it up with the summary. Let's go. Here is our leader, the first yellow cell ever. And on the front side, he's like really simple and really bad. He only has auto when he attacks, you draw one. The awaken is 4 or less, or you have 2 more energy and the yellow Z unison with the specified cost 1 in play. You draw 1, switch 1 to active mode, and you take lives until you have 6 lives left. The awakened side, the cell fear itself, is amazing. Permanent. Reduce the energy cost of cell games cards in your hand by 2 for each card in your energy. So each card in your energy is discount 2 for cell games cards. That's insane. That's legitimately crazy. And then when he attacks, you draw, and he has the auto. When you play your cell game, when a cell games card is played, you look at top 3 card of your deck and you place up to 1 cell games card under the played card for every 1 specified cost of the played card, and place the rest to the top or the bottom of your deck in any order. So basically, when you play a card, you put up to 3 cell games cards depending on the specified cost from the top of the deck under the card, and then you put the rest back to the top or the bottom in any order. This is gonna be a key thing moving forward. We also have a Z Unison, Cell Games Arena, greatest stage. 1 cost 1 Z energy, 15k. Permanent, this card can't attack. That's it. I mean, it's a stage. So it has a +2 activate main, which is draw 2 and then put 2 cards from your hand to the top of the deck. This is pretty decent. It helps you set up your cell games plays. It's a way to ensure that the desired cell games cards are always at the top of your deck for your leader's auto, and -4 can restand any cell games card, including the SCR and your leader, which is kinda cool. Like, when you're doing that one big last final push, -4 can be a game changer. We have a pretty neat boss monster. He's cost 8, which is great because we can just successor Gogeta over him. He's really solid. The deflect critical 25k for 1 energy. That's really cool, but you need to have 3 or more. Then you EX evolve him on a cell with an energy cost of 8 or less. So any cell basically. When you play him, you stack up to 3 cards under him because he's specified cost 3. And you can use his auto multiple times. His auto is when a player attacks, use up to 1 card from under this card in a combo with its non-activate main skills negated for the turn. And then additionally, if the card that was used was cell games, you activate its activate main skill. So yeah, you can use this multiple times. So you can basically sequence your plays to give your things a dual attack, to draw when you need to. There are a couple of cool things that you can do with this ability. Then it also has activate main. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's rest mode battle cards and place it under your cell games battle card. So it's a neat way to just remove something and to give extra fuel for your auto. Speaking of activate main, well, we have a couple of activate main cells. Here's what they do. First one KOs a card in rest mode. That's okay. The second one is probably one of the more important ones because it draws one. A cell doesn't have a big hand, so you need to keep a lookout for this absorption terror cell. The 6 cost restands a battle card. The other one negates skills, and then the last one Senzu Beans a card. All of them are versatile, all of them are pretty amazing. You can use them in so many situations, but the big two are the 3 cost and the 6 cost, the draw one and the restand. The 7 cost is an amazing card, but the big ones are the draw and the restand. I love the 6 cost. So here are just a couple of things that you can do with it. Combined with the 7 cost, you can attack twice and you can KO 2 battle cards ignoring barrier. And if you use the 7 costs activate main, he's a 30k. So he's 30k double dual KO 2 cards ignoring barrier. Yeah. Or you can just attack twice with a big critical attacker with your boss monster. So you just get rid of the 6 cost and then you have a 25k crit dual attacker. We also have an SCR. So the SCR is kind of meh, but it's okay in this deck. Basically, you can play him for 2 and you choose... first you have the auto. If you have 3 or more energy, when it's played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, place it under this card and you play 2 Cell Junior tokens and give them plus 20k for the game. So they're 25ks. You play him for 2, and then he also has activate main. Choose 1 battle card under this card and remove it from the game, and this card gains its keyword skills for the turn. The cool thing is that when you play it in this deck, you get to stack 3 cards under it. That's cool. But the only keywords that you can get in this deck are double and crit. So he can become a 40k double crit. If you put the 6 cost, he's also a dual attacker, so that's 40k double crit dual. I mean, you can get barrier from your opponent's cards, that's pretty cool. That's one thing that you can do. And 2 extra attackers are pretty good to have because they're 25k attackers. That's not bad. Overall, the SCR is kinda meh, but it's pretty solid in this deck. You have 2 very cute, neat ways to improve your SCR play. You have the Goku, which is a free play and switches an energy to rest mode. Or you have the Progeny card, which can switch 2 energies to rest mode, but as activate battle. So that one is strictly worse if your opponent has any sort of a counter, but if they don't, that one is better. Otherwise, if they have 1 energy open, you play Goku for free, you switch the card to rest mode, and then you're swinging with 40k double crit. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Here is the deck list. As always, I'm here with Deck Planet, the best deck builder in the world. And yeah, the deck also kinda builds itself. It kinda builds itself. We are running almost everything in playsets. There are some things that you can cut down a bit. I think that you're okay with 6 1 costs. You can trim this down to 3. You can cut these down to 3. You need 4 of the 6 cost. This one at 3 is okay. And then you just play playsets here. You also run 2 copies of Goku just to make sure that you have him. Though Goku just requires a cell with a cost of 4 or more in play, so you don't need the SCR to pull him off. 1 Buu, 2 Vegetos, 2 Gogetas because you have your successor target here, some control here with Putin and Secret ID, and for the SCR I would rather go with SS4 Gogeta. I think this one is pretty good. So yeah, that's the deck. Link, oh, and the Z deck is here. Link is in the description below. Now it's time to check out the gameplay. I'm going to take you through the first 3 turns just to help you get going. As always, we're using the provided deck list and we're assuming that you're going first. Okay, let's check out what Cell can do. Turn 1, the usual setup. So turn 1 is extremely simple. You start, you charge 1, pay 1, you play the cell, let's say this one who draws, you draw 1 and then you just pass the turn. You just don't forget to charge the 1 drop into the Z energy so that next turn you can go into a unison. Turn 2, setting the stage. You start the turn, charge 1, draw 1, pay 1 and 1 Z energy to play the Z unison. Now it's time to awaken. You awaken, draw 1, restand 1. So once again you have 2 energies in active mode, you go down to 6. You use +2, you draw 2 cards and you send 2 to the top of the deck. Ideally, you send the free cost to the top. Then you pay 1 to play the 6 cost. Now stuff happens. Your leader's auto triggers. You look at top 3 and you place one of them, which is the free cost, under the 6 cost. Your 6 costs auto triggers. You draw 1, you send a card under it to the drop, which is the free cost, and then you use its activate main. You draw another card, so you just drew 2. You attack with your leader, you draw 1, auto resolves, then you attack with the 6 cost. Attack resolves, you use his activate main to restand because he can restand himself, you attack again, attack resolves, and then you just pass the turn. And finally, turn 3, the big cell play. You start, charge 1, draw 1, use +2, draw 2 cards, send the 6 cost if possible to the top of your deck. Then you pay 2 and you play the big 7 cost. Why you pay 2? Because of your energy reduction. So you only need to pay the specified cost. Leader's auto triggers, you look at top 3 and you place 2 cards under the 7 cost. Among those top 3 is the 6 cost. You bottom deck the rest. Now you use 7 costs activate main to give it plus 5k. It's a 30k attacker and now it's time to attack. So now you swing 30, you KO a card ignoring barrier, you send the 6 cost to the drop, use its activate main, restand the cell, attack resolves, and then you attack again, you KO a card again, attack resolves, you attack with the leader to draw 1, and then you just pass the turn. Before we end the video, let's quickly jump into the summary. Cell looks really strong. The deck won't be easy to pilot, but the payoffs are very strong. Both boss monsters are pretty insane, and there's enough room for generic yellow cards. The engine is not that big, you can trim it down a bit. The deck might struggle with drawing cards, it might not have the biggest hand, but the payoffs are pretty good. You just need to sometimes be very careful about how you sequence things, and even with that sometimes the RNG can just screw you over. But most of the time you will be able to pull off your plays. Anyway, I think that this is an amazing deck and you should definitely try it out. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, will you try out this deck? Have you already tried out Cell? Are you planning on playing it at the Lookout Locals? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And while you're here, share the video, hit those like and subscribe buttons, help us hit 6k subs when I'm gonna give away a booster box. This has been Damien from the Lookout and I'll see all of you in the next video.